And a very good afternoon and welcome to USITT New at Noon. My name is Cody and I'll be the host of these New at Noon segments every Monday through Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time right here on Zoom and Facebook Live. Although our conference may have been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our dedication to education and training has not and will not stop. Every Monday through Thursday, USITT will bring you at least 2 educational sessions, New at Noon and Forum at 4, right here in these virtual environments. So what is New at Noon? This series will feature some of the new products you would have seen at our new product showcase and opening night party in Houston. You'll be introduced to new companies set to exhibit in Houston, as well as new and emerging technologies. Luckily, with our new virtual environment, we're excited to still be able to bring these to you on this online platform. Our other series, Forum at 4, will take educational sessions that were to be presented at the conference and translate them to you here in this new virtual environment. These webinars are brought to you by the various USITT commissions and exhibitors. The great thing about these webinar series is that you still get a chance to really get involved and have your questions answered right here by our industry experts. You can find more information on all of these weekly offerings and register them for free. I know that's everyone's favorite word right now, on our website at www.usitt.org. That website is updated every Thursday or Friday with the next week's topics and descriptions, so be sure to check back there often. With that being said, we're thrilled to have today's guest on for New at Noon, Tony Wikner from Ultratec Special Effects. Tony, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Ultratec Special Effects, please? Tony?
Well, hi. Yes, I'm here in Groveland, Florida, all by myself in the warehouse. It's pretty hot here today, so hopefully I won't start sweating and all. But anyways, my name's Tony Wikner, and I've been in the tech industry since late 70s, working at the various theme parks and other attractions around our area, sports teams, cruise ships, a little bit of touring. Started off as a lighting technician, but really got into the special effects as part of that. And it's just blossomed and grown from there, where that's pretty much all I do anymore. I've been working for this company for getting close to 20 years. And anyways, I got a short video I want to show to introduce the company. So anyways, you can see we make a wide range of special effects equipment. We're also a pyrotechnic equipment as well. The company's based out of London, Ontario, and we have offices in Owens Crossroads, Alabama, as well as in Frankfurt, Germany. And then our little office down here, we're mostly here to support the theme parks and do the service here at our shop here in Groveland, Florida. So anyways, today we were wanting to introduce a new product. It's not a new concept, but it's a new version, a new better version that we think of a product that's been around for making the low-lying smoke. So anyways, I'd like to show a little video about that one as well.
Ultratec Special Effects are pleased to announce the Eclipse Low Fog Effects Generator, the world's most durable, dependable, and flat-out effective low fog machine. The radically re-engineered design of the Eclipse features a larger and more powerful 600 CFM fan, producing a thick, billowing low fog specifically meant for high-quality productions where things just have to work right on time, every time. Featuring an all-new rugged casing designed to withstand everything your crew can throw at it. The Eclipse has a built-in heavy-duty moisture drain, stainless steel rear access panel, integrated carry handles, and a design that's more compact than its predecessor. Overall, the Eclipse low fog effects generator is simply the most effective and durable low fog machine on the market today.
Hey, Tony, just before we go any further, I just wanted to remind our viewers out there too, that if you have any questions during the presentation at all regarding Ultratec or the Eclipse low fog generator or anything for Tony, feel free to use that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen there. You can type your question in. We'll be sure to answer it either throughout the presentation or at the very end. Also, if you see a question that you like on that list or something that maybe you were going to ask as well, go ahead and hit that little like button, the little thumbs up arrow, and it'll bring it to the top of our list as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there for our viewers on Facebook Live and on Zoom. Back over to you, Tony.
Okay, well, I've got one of those machines set up here in our studio. So let's go to that now. I'll go ahead and give a short demonstration. It uses liquid CO2 along with our G3000 smoke machine to produce a low line effect. So just now I turned on this liquid CO2 to get it chilled, and then I'll add some smoke to that. And we'll get our low line effect. The output of this one is very, very high. There's you can do a college stage, probably just one of these just fine. I've done many a Nutcracker and other show using these types of machines. Anyways, I'm gonna grab the camera now and take a short walk and talk about some of the features of this machine that make it different and special. So, anyways, as you can see, we're using a G3000 fog machine. It's a standard, our standard fog machine. It's our high-end, high-output machine, and it's made to the Eclipse, which is the box that produces the low line effect by chilling the smoke using liquid CO2. And we also have a fluid that we like to use with this. It's called molecular fluid. It's very dense and white, and it also happens to dissipate about the temperature this stuff wants to, when it starts to heat up, it wants to start to drift up. But with the molecular, that's also the temperature where it pretty much dissipates. So you don't get smoke rising up in the air on top of this. So in the back of the machine here, you can see where the CO2 hose hooks up here. It's got two inputs, one for refrigerated fluid, which would be the lower pressure 350 psi fluid that you would see in the big silver Dewar tanks. Here we're using a high pressure tank, a 20-pound tank, and it will hook up to this one here. So you have the option to use either type, whether you just switch the hose to the other one and of course hook up to your tank. You have an adjustable fan speed here as well, so you can either push it a little bit more to get it out on stage quicker, or push it up to get it to a fog curtain effect or something like that. You can. The control for the machine comes out of the G3000 itself, and there's an output on the G3000 that turns off and on the solenoids of the machine. It would be operated either through the remote control with a special setting, or with DMX, whatever channel you set the G3000 to. The second channel after that will be the one that opens and closes the solenoid valve on your LSG. So this machine is made out of heavy-duty blow-molded poly, and it's much more rugged than the machines that we've sold like this in the past. There used to be a little sticker on here that says "Do not sit" because they were that fragile. Mostly they lived in road cases. These don't need to because they're pretty tough. They also have like built-in carry handles on them as well. And there's, I don't know if I can get the camera around to show it or not, but there's actual drain built into the unit as well. Because as you know, if you've used these type of machines in the past, some condensation builds up inside, and as that melts, you could leave a residue of water inside the unit. So anyways, it's pretty much what the machine is. So I'll run it for you again in a few minutes. But do you have any questions or?
Yeah, perfect. Tony, thank you so much for that demonstration. We have a couple of questions that have come through. And we also just want to say hey to our viewers. Everybody's checking in right now on Facebook from wherever you're from. So we appreciate that. We have someone on from Egypt. That's awesome. Just a couple of questions that we had come through. First off, what is the overall footprint size-wise?
Okay. Well, in that stand that it's in right now, it is about 4 feet, 48 inches. And the height is of the box itself is 23 inches. And length of the box is 22 and a half, and width is 19 inches. So
Perfect.
it fits backstage, no problem. We do have a version of this machine too that uses a 9D smoke machine instead of the G3000 smoke machine, and that would make your overall footprint a little bit shorter, because a 9D machine stands on its end instead of a long ways like most smoke machines, and that sometimes that extra foot, is a lot of space backstage.
Of course. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Our next question comes from Andrew on Zoom. Can it be used with other manufacturers' foggers, or does it have to be an Ultratec fogger?
Well, we want to say it has to be our smoke machine, but that's not necessarily true. We're chilling smoke with that unit. The tie-in, opening and closing the solenoid, with the machine, that's built into our machine, so you'd have to come up with some other way of doing that. So it's recommended, of course, to use our smoke machines with that, the G3000 and the 9D.
Great, thank you very much for that. A safety-related question we have, does it leave a residue on the floor?
Very little. If it's running correctly, you won't see any. If you go like a 25-foot hose and out onto a stage, you won't have any at all. We all know dry ice machines from the past, and it's hard to beat the look of dry ice, but dry ice only lasts for a few minutes and it's gone, and it does leave quite a residue, a wet residue on the floor. So this is one of the advantages over a machine like that. And I know in the theater industry, you've all used the dry ice machines and we love them. We make one ourselves called the dry icer, but it depends on your application. If you need a low line fog over a large area for a long, basically unlimited amount of time, if you have CO2 and fluid, you can just keep on making and making.
Perfect. Yeah, it lasts a little bit. The longevity is for the effect is much more there. On those same lines, what is the CO2 consumption rate for this machine?
It uses about 7.5 pounds per minute. So like I've got a 20-pound bottle on here, so I've only got about 2.5, 3 minutes of runtime on there. So, but you can get it much bigger bottles. You need to use liquid CO2, not CO2 gas. In this case, I am using CO2 gas because that's all I could get locally available during this time. But I've got it strapped to a device and have it flipped over. So the liquid now is on the bottom and it'll do the same thing. So we don't recommend doing that if you can help it, just for safety reasons, because you're exposing, the valve, maybe to some, if you do that, you definitely need to secure it well. So, but I know all these stage hands can do that. So.
There's tricks around every corner, right? The biggest trick is to make sure it's always done safely.
Right.
Our next question comes from Sue. Sue asks, does the Eclipse include the hoses to hook up to the CO2, or do they need to be purchased separately?
It'll come with a, I think it's a 10-foot hose that hooks up to the CO2.
Perfect. And I'm just trolling our Facebook feed here, seeing what questions might have come through here. This one's actually from controlbooth.com. How quiet is the fan on the low fog generator?
It's adjustable, so if you need it to be less, if you turn it down, it's a fairly quiet fan already, but if you have it on a full, you would definitely probably hear it, but if you have it backstage, behind your curtains and all, it's, negligible. So if you're just trying to get it onto a big flat stage, you won't have to crank it up. You need to crank it up only if you're trying to push it up, for a fog curtain or
a big distance
away. And then you've got space, between you and the sound anyways. So the standard hose that, that we sell for the output of these is a 25 foot. So, you can get it backstage, good ways. So it's generally not an issue. That's the CO2 valve is usually noisier than the fan. So
perfect.
You would have heard that running just now in the demo. So
Yeah, it seemed relatively quiet, so it's perfect. Our next question comes from Julia. Can you buy the cart to move the fog machine and cooler together? Was that part of the whole complete setup that you showed there?
Well, you can buy it with the cart, and like your choice of the machine, the G3000 or the 90. The 90 is a smaller cart. So, but there's rails and everything built into the cart already, so it aligns the G3000 with the cart perfectly. So the input of the output of the fog machine is aligned perfectly with the input of the Eclipse.
Awesome. Thank you.
You can get road cases with it as well. So, but it's a little more inexpensive to use the cart and G3000 versus the road box version of it.
And with the road box version of it, it would just literally the whole thing would be encapsulated inside a road box, correct?
Correct. You'd remove the lid and it's already all ready and in place and everything. You just hook up your hoses and your power, your DMX, and you're ready to go.
Perfect. And just looking to see if we have any other questions. I think I have got our last one here. Can you share the MSRP for it and where people can go to find more information about the product or purchase it itself?
Well, we're a manufacturer, so your sales would be through a dealer. But let's see, Eclipse. Low fog effects generator with the cart and a G3000 and 110 volts is lists at $7,844.55.
Okay. Perfect.
So basically what you see here.
Awesome. Just let me check and make sure let me see if we have any other questions that have come in. Just 1 second. I think that wraps us up. Tony, is there anything else you'd like to share today?
I meant to add a couple of things. One design element that was put into the machine too is all the electronics are mounted on the back panel of the Eclipse. So if you need to work on it, that whole thing can slide out and everything is easy to get to versus having to work down inside the machine on the old versions of these low smoke generators. So I think that's a good selling point too. Plus the hose on the front, the ring on it's got a notch in it, so you slide it on and give it a little turn and it locks it in place. It's a lot easier than trying to attach a hose with pipe clamps, like before, hose clamps. So it's already attached to this ring and you just put the ring on and give it a twist real fast and easy.
Perfect. I've had to do that myself, trying to get those hose clamps on in a very dark environment rather quickly. It's never fun. So that's good to know that that's been optimized there. Perfect. I think that wraps us up today, Tony. I'd like to just thank you and Ultratec Special Effects for your appearance today and showing us this. I know it's not the optimum way to show it, but we'll make it work. If you guys have been at the New Product Showcase, you will know that lots of people throw out lots of swag, and this wouldn't be right if we didn't do that today. So we're going to do some virtual swag. Tony's holding up the t-shirt there. What we're going to do is we've got everybody that's attended this session, both on Facebook Live and on Zoom. As soon as the session's over, we're going to enter all those names into a virtual randomizer giveaway, and then you're all going to be emailed shortly thereafter, and then Tony and the Ultratec team will follow up and get those t-shirts mailed out to you. Give them just a little bit. Everything's running a little bit more slowly, and Tony's a one-man band right now, so just give us a little bit to get those to you, but we definitely will, because we know that that's a huge thing with the New Product Showcase. Tony, I think the video was actually on me at the time, so you mind holding that t-shirt up one more time, please, for us?
Oh. Yep.
Perfect.
I got the stars on the side there as well as Ultratec on the sleeve.
Awesome. That's great. Once again, thank you so much, Tony and Ultratec, for your appearance today. We really appreciate it. And we hope that you've enjoyed the session today, and we look forward to welcoming you back to another one of our USITT's online education and training sessions in the near future. Later this afternoon, we will be presenting Forum at 4. That's at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. This session today is titled Digital Media Workflow, Best Practices in Presentation and Paperwork. And tomorrow, right here on New at Noon, we'll be joined by Brad Schiller, Senior Business Development Manager for Marketing by Harman. So be sure not to miss that one tomorrow right here in the same place at noon. If you haven't already registered, please do so on our website, usitt.org. Again, those Format 4s are only available via Zoom. The New at Noons are via Zoom and Facebook Live. Registration via Zoom is limited, so make sure to register today for those. Also, while you're at it, please be sure to like us on our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We're all over the place. Be sure to like us there to stay up to date and informed on everything that we have with the latest USITT news. We'd also like to thank our friends at the American Society of Theater Consultants for their generous support in making these webinars and broadcasts possible. We love our friends at ASTC, so thank you so much for that. And if you have a moment at the end of this webinar, there's going to be a short survey. If you would please complete that if you have a moment, like I said. This is just to ensure that we're bringing you the best content that you want to see here via our virtual platforms, and we appreciate any feedback that you might be able to give us. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today for this New at Noon. On behalf of all of us at USITT, we wish you all the best. We hope you have a great afternoon. We'll see you at 4 o'clock, and we'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and stay safe.